evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to VETALO Endurance Championship, where it's a championship where the Drivers' Championship is not the most important thing, if not at all, but the Teams' Championship is the most important thing. And we've got another 100% race to kick us off. The first race this season on F124, but what better track to do it? The Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. A bit more about that a little bit later on when I talk about the track. So good to see everyone watching today. And the aim of this championship, well, we're going to have, I need to get my words. Sorry, it's been quite a long day today. But anyway, the aim of this championship, it is going to make sure that they work together as a team. It aims to have all 20 drivers cross the finish line, full commitment to complete the entire race, and drivers to come together and work as a team. Now, format. If I could find the format for you, there we go. Here is the format for. No, that's the teams. I should have changed it. But anyway, those are the drivers that are going to be racing tonight. We've got 5 different teams this evening. Each team has a different driver than there was in the last round as well, because there's quite a few people missing due to holiday and all that stuff. But honestly, that is absolutely fine because people have priorities, like they have holidays and stuff like that. So understandable. It is fine. So those are the drivers racing. Some new signings to the team, including Tony from Team Speed, of course. We also got people moving teams. I think we were going to have, I think it's a full grid tonight. I think we had one driver that just joined ALR last minute. I'll go through that when ALR go out. I think they'll be the last team to go out. But you may recognise some drivers. ERT are the big ones to watch out for in terms of if anyone could beat them tonight. I think, according to Twitter themselves and Speed, have a little bit of a rivalry going on. But JOR looking quite good in the championship as well, so keep an eye on those. But there could be some surprises from the Orange Arrows and ALR too. So those are your lineups for round number 4. So this is the right image, but we got on with it. So the format for each round, so it's clear weather, safety car on standard. It will run at 8 PM on Monday night on a specific date. Short qualifying, and each team has 1 slot depending on the championship. So if you're first in a championship, your team, you'll go out first. So you can go out basically when the time hits, say 70 minutes for ERT, and you must be out of the pit lane by 40 minutes. If you're not out by 40 minutes, then that's it, your qualifying is done. And then we've got JOR after that, then Team Speed, Orange Arrows, and since ALR is last in the championship, they will go out last. We'll go through points in just a moment, but that is just quite interesting to see the amount of teams on offer tonight. And with 100% race around Austria, especially on a new game where not many leagues have done 100% races, this is going to be new territory not only for the drivers but for me as well. So it's going to be good. Now, I forgot to introduce who I am. I've been talking all about the league, but I forgot to tell you who I am. So my name is Jess Ball. I am going to be commentating tonight solo because there's quite a few drivers who usually commentate but are racing tonight again due to people on holiday. So yeah, you just got me tonight. Hopefully you can put up with me, please. If not, tough. So yeah, so that is the order there. I'll go through more of the rules as we head into the session. So last time out we were at Abu Dhabi and it was a really good race. Quite a few safety cars. And it was the last race on F123. And it got a bit chaotic, but it was ERT that topped qualifying in round 3 and got the fastest lap. They weren't the most consistent in terms of the race. They got 1st and 3rd, but they also got 6th and 15th. And all cars finished the race. So they got 84 points, the most out of anyone, giving them a total of 276 points. And it's JOR in 2nd after having a 5th in qualifying. They were last in qualifying overall and the 4th fastest lap. But again, just hanging in there right now with all their cars finishing the race because they get the bonus points for that. and they got 57 points as well, but not the most points. Orange Arrows finished second in Abu Dhabi, but only fourth in the championship, so they can really close into the team who's currently sitting in third place, Team Speed, who did not do well in qualifying. Only 2 of their drivers finished the race. So with their newest signing, will they be able to help much? We'll have to wait and see. And then finally, we got ALR in last place. I have to say, those are the underdogs. Kill me if you're in ALR, but they are. But again, Austria does bring some huge surprises for any team, for any driver. So we'll keep an eye on. We'll get your predictions as well. But they actually got second in qualifying as well. They had a very good qualifying session, and one of their drivers finished in fourth place. So I wonder how that's going to work here today, again with a few new drivers. Now we're just waiting for one driver. I do not know who we're waiting for, so again, just bear with us. But whilst we wait, let me get the track image again, because we got a little bit of track facts for you. You know how I'm good with my track facts. First used in Formula 1 back in 1917, and it was Jochen Rindt in the Lotus that won that race. It was originally called the Österreich Ring, and back in the early 1990s it was the A1 Ring, which I remember when I was little. I used to love watching the Austrian Grand Prix, and then it had a little bit of a break until about the 2010s, and it was the Red Bull Ring until this day, and it's produced some really amazing racing. Now, usually it has some rain in Austria some years, but obviously we're not going to get that today due to the clear weather, of course. There's quite a few leagues already that have done Austria a 50% race on F124, so quite a lot of drivers are familiar with how the track is laid out, like what the best tyres are as well. And I've also commentated around this track before, so I have a rough idea too. So that is good to have that one as well. So a little bit more about that. The hards, I've noticed, are a brilliant track around it. It is absolutely fantastic. So, and I do remember also in 2020, by the way, it was the first F1 race after the coronavirus pandemic, and it was the first F1 race to be held behind closed doors. And it was Valtteri Bottas that won. Max Verstappen won the last few races, but he didn't win this year. It was George Russell. And we know what happened with Max Verstappen and Lando Norris this year, don't we? Not going to say too much more, but yeah, that was particularly what happened. So the challenges I think I'm going to have to say tonight, the tyre management, I think less harder than last game, but the softs can wear about 2.8% a lap, medias 1.4, hards only 0.9, so they could pretty much last the entirety of the race right now. So I think we got quite a few people that have left the lobby, and I was expecting the lobby to get underway soon, but I think we're going to have a lobby restart, I think. I might be wrong. So yeah, I'm probably talking over nothing, but that's fine. That is fine. That is a disadvantage of being on my own, but hello, at least I'm prepared as well. So yeah, and I just been told by Jake that we are going at 8:15, so in 5 minutes time. Now, in terms of the leagues that have done the Austrian Grand Prix, One Hub did it a couple of weeks ago. I'm just trying to see about it. I think Jackacar's done it quite recently as well. So again, they'll be familiar with it too. So I'll keep an eye on who has done well here as well, because obviously they picked quite a good few new drivers. One new driver to the mix that I only just found out about about an hour or two ago was Nikos Safakis. I can't pronounce his name. He is the final member of ALR tonight, and what he's known for is a 3-time GFO champion. So he raced for GFO in 2018 and 2019, 2 times, which is very, very incredible. So those are the facts to keep an eye on, of course. For him, obviously, quite a few drivers that have raced last time out that I'm keeping my eye on as well. Matthew It's done very well for the Orange Arrows too. I know, I can't remember if he's racing tonight. I need to check who's racing, but no, the one that I am aware of is not racing tonight. Oh yeah, he's away, isn't he? He's away. Oh yeah, because he's not going to be here tomorrow for Jackacar. I'm being like very blind or something. But yeah, I was going to say one driver is quick around here, but he's not here tonight. So there we go. But we still have a strong lineup. I know Deck has gone around here before. I think Giannis has done very well here too. Jake, of course, won here quite recently. Casper did well too. Timo, good to see him back. I haven't commentated on Timo a lot, actually. Let's get the team lineup again, actually. So I'm just trying to see who would work well. I feel like, obviously, Tony coming fresh from a win last night. I need to press spectate. Coming fresh from a win last night in one hub around Monza. And it requires more downforce than Monza, but still less downforce than what we were expecting in Abu Dhabi. So keep an eye on him tonight as well. And, of course, the newest driver to LR. Obviously, we've never seen what he's capable of. So it will be interesting to see. I keep saying interesting to see. I don't know. So whilst we obviously wait for everyone to get back into the lobby for this lobby restart then, let's have a quick run through of the point system. I was going to go through it in qualifying. We can go through it just before the qualifying this time. So combined, the fastest team in qualifying gets 10 points. And the second fastest team will get 7th. Then it'll be 4, 2, and 1. So say if you get 1, 2, 3, 4 in qualifying, of course you're going to be top in qualifying. But say if you get P1 and everyone else around you gets near the back in your team, then it's not going to look very good. Race finishing points. Every single driver scores points for their team. But if you DNF, of course, you will get no points. So, again, like I was saying earlier, it's encouraging all drivers to pretty much finish the race because they'll get bonus 10 points if every single driver in that team finishes. So, if anyone retires, well, they can blame them because 10 points could make a bit of a difference into who's going to win and lose the championship at the end of it. So, those are the points people can gain so far. I should have really gone through that after the standings, but there we go. It happens. And is there anything else to go through? Oh, yes, calendar. So, the calendar so far, obviously, of course, we've done 3 races on F123. We started off with China, and that was a very good race. Qatar, that was the one I missed, because obviously I had PSGL. I don't do PSGL anymore, so I should be able to do the rest of the season now, which I'm very happy about. Then we had Qatar, then we had Abu Dhabi, where Owen was in the commentary box for me for that one, due to his PS4. Well, he's now on PS4 now, so he's not able to join, and he's busy with uni stuff, so that's fine. We've got Austria next, then we got Monza on the 28th of October, a few days before Halloween, believe it or not. Then we got the final race on F124, and the final race of the season, will be Silverstone. So, who's going to come out on top for today's action? We're about to get underway as the lobby has loaded up and we're going to go into short qualifying. Thank you everyone who has been watching this entire time, and thank you to everyone that's bearing with us whilst we do that. I am going to put the link in the general chat on Discord, by the way, to the stream so people can share it around. Make sure you do like our socials, by the way. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Click our link tree, which is at the top on the YouTube page, and that's where you can follow all of our socials, Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. But Twitter is now known as X, but people don't like to call it X. They like to call it the YouTubes. Twitter, I mean. So, yeah. Interesting. So, we might be having another lobby restart here because someone is still trying to join. But that's fine. Team speed is not until about 10 minutes anyway, so hopefully Ben Shaw will be able to join us in time. Let's quickly change scenes momentarily. So there we go. I think that's what we were waiting for. Pretty much explains it then. So it will be ERT. They'll be going out first with 17 minutes to go. And then it will be JOR. Then it'll be Team Speed. Then it'll be Orange Arrows. And it'll be ALR. They each have their own qualifying slot. I wonder if any team members will be working together somehow during this. She can get a massive tow heading towards turn 3 and 4. Those are the meta challenges. Memorable moments around this track. We saw Rosberg and Hamilton collide. The last lap controversy back in 2016. Nico Rosberg was leading as the final lap began. And when Lewis and Nico went into turn 1 and 2, Hamilton was gaining on Nico. Made the move round the outside into the second corner. Rosberg attempted to run his teammate where he was obviously in contact and damaged his own front wing. And somehow, Lewis Hamilton eventually won that. So I think, oh, there we go. We've got all the team out there on the circuit. So we got all of ERT. So in ERT tonight, we have Arnold. We have Casper. I should get the team list because I can't see everybody. There we go. I'm being blind today. So we've got Casper, Kieran. Kieran is back. I know Kieran's quite quick around this track. We got Timo and we got Arnold. So a very strong pairing with their lovely striking blue livery. It looks beautiful. I was asked by Casper, what livery should we go for or something? And I think he picked like one of 2 liveries and I went for... I can't remember which one I went now, but both of them looked very nice anyway. So it looks pretty good anyway. So who's going to be the first driver out on track out of the ERT boys? That might be... no, it's not Casper. It is Timo. Or is it Kieran? Yeah, it is Kieran. So let's go on board with Kieran as we start this hot lap around the Austrian Grand Prix. Heading in towards turn 1 in 4th gear. And you'll be reaching top speed around 320 kilometres an hour. Past the old MotoGP chicane. Well, it is a MotoGP chicane. Heading towards turn 3. Aim to the outside as much as you can. Clip that right-hand side curve. Avoid what the racing line said there because it's absolutely wrong. DRS wide open here as well. Use quite a bit of battery. Just a tiny bit as you enter turn 4. That's where we saw Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon collide there many moons ago. In towards turn 5. You can take this corner in 6th gear. In towards turn 6. You can aim to the right on exit. Clip that curve even more. Avoid the gravel trap. In towards turn 7. Again, using a bit more of that curve, but the curve can unsettle you a bit more on this game compared to the last game, which may make Austria quite hard. Watch out for a few invalidations too, as Kieran goes up to the line to set his first lap of the session, and it is a 103.349, and that is very quick indeed from the ERT boy, Timo in P2. Casper goes up to the line as well as is Arnold, so what could both of them do? Arnold goes 3rd, now Casper goes 3rd, both of them in the 104s. Of course, they've still got time to get a lap in due to how short this track is. So as long as, if you give me a moment, I have not got the actual qualifying order. I should do. There we go. So as long as they're out of the pits by 14 minutes, they should be able to do another run. And then, of course, we'll see at JOR. So they... I think that is it then for ERT. So I think that is their time slot already done. Unless, of course, they could do that. So yeah, that was very quick. So I think their outlaps was quite slow. So now we're going to be letting JOR have the honours. Of course, we've got Cashman. We've got Atalock racing for JOR tonight. We've got Nick. And we've got... I'm trying to find his name on the list. We have got Ollie. Yeah, I thought his name was Ollie, but I just wanted to be sure about that as well. So he's racing here. He's raced here before, of course. His first online race was back in F1 2020. He was very nervous back then. Of course you would. So, of course, we've got ERT retiring in the pit lane. So let's get cracking with the JOR boys, the ones who are closer to ERT on points. So I'll keep an eye on all 4 of them because I think it's unfair if I only just keep an eye on one of them so far. So I'm just trying to remember who scored what points as well. But all 4 of them, I would say, quite strong around here. I know Axelock has gone very strong around here too. As who's out on track first? I think it's Nick. Yes, it is Nick. Now, I said this in One Hub racing stream last night, but for those of you that didn't watch the One Hub racing stream last night, Nick recently just got married. To his lovely, beautiful wife, Ellie. I met him a few weeks ago and for their wedding, and congratulations, they had a nice honeymoon as well. So this is his 2nd race on the game. So we'll see what he could do. We'll watch Jake going through. I just missed a set to 1 point, but Jake's looking quite good, using quite a lot of battery actually already on his lap. And we got Axelock in the middle of his lap too. So it's going to be Nick first, then it's going to be Axel, then it's going to be Jake, and then it's going to be Ollie. So those are the drivers to keep an eye on for this next qualifying session. So going towards the final corner, turn 9 and 10. No invalidation so far as he comes across the line in P5. So not as impressive as the ERT boys. Axelock goes 4th, while by Jake, he goes 5th, and then it will be Ollie who goes up to the line. And it was a 45.8 middle sector. I should write that down and see what that compares to everybody else's lap time. But bit of a slow lap for Ollie. So at the moment, ERT looking at 1, 2, 3. And that's the fastest out of the JOR boys so far. Next will be Team Speed. That'll be going out on the circuit. Luckily, I don't have to look up their PSN names because I know all 4 of them. I think I've commentated on all of them, some more than others. So luckily Ben Shaw has got back into the lobby, so that's good news. So their qualifying slot should take place very soon, actually. So we've got Tony, Gareth, Ben Shaw, and Pete Knighton representing Team Speed tonight. Their livery looks very nice. I love the bit of purple, you know me. I like a bit of purple. So that looks very striking on their livery. Of course, Tony being one of the newest signings to Team Speed. He's got a point to prove, of course. And we know, I'm trying to remember, I think Pete did quite well in Abu Dhabi last time out. I will check the results from Abu Dhabi last time out. I'll mute YouTube, actually, because I'm going to potentially hear what was said right now. No, he retired. Okay, it was Kieran who raced for Team Speed and got, I believe, was it P? Yeah, it was P2 because he got a penalty on the last lap, I believe. So he did quite well there. So it's a bit of a challenge there as well. So can they challenge the boys in blue around this amazing Austria ring circuit? As I'm surely that some drivers would want to give each other the toe, but due to the fact that they do not have long left, they probably will give it in the race instead. So as they head towards turn 2, two of them running quite close to each other. As Pete's about to start is... Oh, Tony's backed off. Tony's backed off. Okay, Tony's backed off. So I think he's going to give the toe to... was it Gareth? Yeah, was it Gareth? Yeah, it was. So Tony's given a toe to Gareth. I think that's one of the first teams I've seen back out on their first run to give the toe to someone. So that is very smart, and that could gain quite a bit of time. So I'm very impressed with Team Speed at the moment in their team. Well, they usually work well as a team anyway in most leagues I've seen them in, so not really that surprising. Using a bit of overtake, heading towards turn 8 and 9. Now they've got to take the pit line commitment very, very well around it, because otherwise they will be penalised. So Gab up to the line, slots himself into P7. Very solid from him as Tony at 109, but he's going to go out on another run now. One of the fastest new drivers to Team Speed. Ben Shaw, I think, is the next across the line. Yeah, it is Ben Shaw. Joined just in time, luckily. So he goes up to the line now. What's it going to be? 105.399. And then Pete will be next up to the line to do his lap. And it's a 112.8. Not good for him at all, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. So let's watch Tony. Oh, wait, why did I go on board with Ben there? There we go. I'm going on board with the right person, eventually. So that is good. That is good. So Tony is exiting turn 8 now. Down the Pirelli Bridge. And I didn't see it set to 3 2 times, but he looks very committed towards the final corner. He's using... Luckily, he's still got a bit of battery left. Is it going to be pole? No, 104.009. About a few times separating Timo, but he splits ERT, boys. So I'm sure Speed will be happy with that. So that is Team Speed done for qualifying. And now we're going to the orange arrows. I swear it's my timings are having a little bit of a paddy because it says we've got 6 minutes left and they're just going out now. I know what they're doing. They're leaving the opportunity out to the earliest opportunity so they can get the best rubber in. I think that's what they're doing at the moment. So hopefully I think it's the orange arrows is meant to be going out now. So hopefully they know that it's them next. Yeah, it might just be the game just delaying the timings a bit. So it might say 8 minutes on their screen, but not on my end. Typical co-masters, but there we go. Things happen. Things happen. So if they do not go out, that means they can't do a lap. There we go. They're leaving it as late as possible. Clever, guys. Clever. I was getting a bit worried that they're missing their time slot there, but it's not like Jacket Car where if you don't go out within the 8 minutes, then that's it. You can go out any time between 8 minutes and 5 minutes, as long as you're out the pits by 5 minutes. So we might have to keep an eye on 2 teams at once here. So we have, let me get the lineups for you. They're all quite close together, which is great. So we have Ryan Berry, we have Matthew Wymark, which is him right there. We have Jack Craig, and we have Deck O'Connolly. So those are the 4 drivers racing for Orange Arrows tonight. Carly sitting in P4 in the standings, but finished second overall in Abu Dhabi. So really climbing up the standings and wanting to try and be the best of the rest. Now, I don't know why the game sound is very, very quiet. I might need to turn it up a bit going into the race, but we will do so. We will do so. So, what can the Orange Arrows do? I like the Arrows team, of course. Damon Hill used to drive that. I still don't know why, to this day, Damon Hill decided to think, yeah, Arrows will be a good team. Well, he could have gone McLaren. But there we go. Things happen. Things happen. So, Jack Craig will be the first driver. The last time I've commentated on Jack Craig was VSL. So, he does use a pad. He's raced in... I didn't know he raced in 1UP. Did he race in 1UP? No, yeah, he raced in 1UP. Oh, I didn't know that. So he raced in TGP, VSL, 1UP, ILR, and DBF1. And his esports career highlights was the TGP2 Season 4 Championship. Oh my God, that's so long ago. And the DBF2 Season 2 Championship. I swear, I didn't know he raced in 1UP. I'll need to check the database after the stream. Jack Craig goes up to the line in P12. Ryan Berry goes up to the line next at 105.8. Then we got TK up next, which is 105.3. Then Deck will be the last one to cross the line with a 105.3. So times quite close there. So the final ones will be ALR then. So in ALR, I will just check. So we have Giannis, which is a driver in P17. We have Michael Okeke. We have Chris Waitsy. And we have the newest driver to our ranks, which I had the name on the top of my head, but I lost the commentator's chat. So there we go. Nico's, yeah. I should know. Nico Safakis. I am rubbish at pronouncing names. It's awful there. So they're all coming out of the pits now. I swear I just saw someone who was on our lap for a minute from one of the teams. But I was wrong there. So Giannis will be the first driver to potentially set their lap time. So, I have got a steward's report already for qualifying because there was some naughty people from Team Speed. So Tony and Pete both will receive penalty after the race. Both did 2 time laps on a single run. So I forgot that rule. I thought that the tow was very smart, but it turns out you're not allowed to do that. They probably can blame me because I might have said it on stream. But anyway, so they will get, I'm not sure what penalty they will get, but that might hurt Team Speed in the long run as well. And I know if there are any of those guys watching the stream, they'll be pretty annoyed that that's happened, but they've got to focus on the race now. So, final team to complete quali, and then we will get into the race then. So, oh, please don't tell me Giannis is invalidated already. Oh, he has. Oh, no. I do believe he could go again because he's not set a timed lap. So he should be fine as long as he... save your battery, Giannis. Save your battery if you're watching. Because you can go again. Because I believe if you haven't set a valid time, you can still go again. But anyway... Wait, see on my end is purple set to 1. Now that is interesting. They did very well in qualifying actually in Abu Dhabi. Let's see where they were qualifying wise in Abu Dhabi. They were second in qualifying and also got in second in the fastest lap as well during the race. So they have got some strong qualifiers. So watching, I believe, yeah, it is Waity first because or is it? I'm just trying to see. Yeah, it is Waitsy. Yeah, so it's Waitsy about to cross the final few corners. What could he do? Didn't see a sector 2. Didn't clip that much of the apex. But can it challenge any of the guys up front? P6 for Waitsy. Then it was Nico, who is in 5th. What about Michael Okeke? So it's Michael Okeke and Giannis doing their final runs now. And that will be it. Now, KK can always bring some surprises in terms of qualifying. Doesn't always have the best luck. However, could this be the race where it turns the tide for ALR? Because, of course, Drivers' Championship does not count. It is a Teams Championship. So watch those two about to cross the line. Oh, that was a bit of a squirming towards the final corner. To be fair, I lost it quite a few times in that corner on the last game. P18 for Michael Okeke. So it's Giannis, the final person. I think he's going to dive into the pits. So he's the only one yet to set a time there. So it is, I believe it will be ERT that will be the top qualifiers. And it's an ERT front row. So Kieran, P1, Timo, P2. And we'll go through the rest of your order in just a moment. Yes, I am aware of this, Jake. I've just said it on stream. I said the penalty on stream. You're all good. I'll type it to him so he knows. Obviously, none of them are probably watching it, but yeah, I did say it on stream. It's all good. I do keep an eye on the Discord because luckily I think that there was a ping that came up. So anyway, your qualifying order is Kieran in P1, Timo P2, Tony P3, Casper P4, Nico P5, Atslot P6, Waity P7, Kajman P8, Arnau P9, Gav P10, Nick P11. Then we have got, I need to remember the name again, Matthew Wymup, 11th, Deck in P... No, so it's Nick P11, and that's the rest of your order. I didn't count up to catch all of it. The rest are idiots. Joking. You love me, really? You love me, really? So, yeah, that is your order for qualifying. Chance for you to get a tea, coffee, a bit of a drink. because we are about to get started for the 100% race. So I'm going to get myself a bit of a drink before we can get cracking again. Right then, so welcome back to the VETALO Endurance Championship, round number 4 around Austria. I think I might have said Australia earlier on in the stream, but again, I do apologise. But just a quick reminder in terms of penalties. We do have penalties for 2 of the team speed drivers for setting 2 timed runs in qualifying. So that's just a quick reminder, of course, for that. I thought it was allowed, but it wasn't. So it shows that even the commentator needs to read the rules properly. So they've been told to avoid the penalties. They'll need to drop to the back of the field on lap 1, but not before turn 1 because it will cause carnage. Or they can race their race and receive the penalty at the end of the race. So it's up to them, of course, what they want to do. See what costs them in the long run. And if they DNF, of course, penalties might get added to the races, the next race as well, which won't be ideal. So if I were you, drop to the back. You never know, we could have a safety car because it is set to standard safety car, of course. So we should be getting underway shortly. Of course, they're getting their strategies ready. Now, if I was racing in this race, I would avoid the softs at all costs unless it's a late safety car right at the end and I could just chuck some softs on then. So I would start on the mediums, then do a very long hard stint. I could, personally, the hards are quite good around this track, so maybe some people might do 2 hards. But I would do 1 medium stint, 1 hard stint, and 1 medium stint. I'm not going to say what pit windows I would pit in, but it's up to the team to work out what is the right strategy for them. Maybe some teams would like to go onto the soft compounder tyres at the start of the race, potentially, and get a good advantage. You never know. So, we're about to get underway. Formation lap is on. So, and I am an idiot and forgot to change the audio. So, let me just turn it up just a teeny bit. So, there we go then. Right. So, I will get the tyres up for you because I know quite a few people might be jeffing. So, Kieran is going for the strategy that I hope someone was going to do. He's the only driver out on softs. Now, I think he's going to try, because obviously he's the top qualifier, he's going to try and increase that gap that he has on the rest of the field. And then the gap won't matter too much when he pits for his first start. And he might do like 2 hard stints potentially. That's what I like about F1 24. There is the variety in strategy. So, we have got Timo, Tony, Casper on mediums, Nico on hards, Mark, which is Axelot, on mediums, Chris on the mediums, Jake on the mediums, Arnold on the mediums, Gaff on the mediums. And we got Nick, Matthew, Deck, Ben, and Pete on the mediums. We've got Ryan on the hard as well as Jack. Michael Okeke on the mediums. He got disqualified from the formation lap. Then we got Ollie on the mediums and Giannis on the hards. I know the names off by heart by now. It's great. It's cool. So By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Hit the subscribe button. We want to get to... let's see if we can try and get to 20 subscribers by the end of this. Hopefully even 50. And also follow us on our socials. I'm trying to remember what the handle is before the last driver gets on the grid. At VETALO Endurance. So make sure you follow us there. Predicted strategy? Well, it might be wrong. Will we see some safety cars? Will we see some gales? Or will it be clean and good racing? Well, in about 90 minutes, we will find out all of those questions. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the camera angle is really rubbish. But it is time to rock and roll here in Austria. And there we go. That's the perfect camera angle. Thank you. As Timo gets a very good start, so does Casper. Tony's going to drop back quite a bit very, very soon. So he could... doesn't have to serve his penalty at the end. That pushes Jake up into 4th place. Side by side in towards turn number 3. There might be a few lockups as well. The JOR boys making their way up through the field. Atslog as well. Nico had a good start as well. We've got Arnold and Nick going side by side. Waitsy going side by side too in towards turn 4. Hopefully we won't see a Hamilton and Rosberg situation. Nope, that was very clean for both of them. Same with Atslog as well. Getting past Nico. And he covers them off very well. So very tidy racing at the start. So yeah, both the Team Speed boys are deciding to opt to serve their penalties at the start. As we're seeing all side-by-side action into turn 7, where he does get past Nick, so they're switching battles there. And we've got the orange arrows there because of that. If they're not careful, the DRS trains can be lost, and it is very crucial around there. So, Kieran leads, and it's Timo in 2nd, Casper in 3rd. Kajman in 4th. Now, since I'm the only commentator, I'm going to get... it's a perfect excuse to get the telemetry up, as in the ERS, and on who is using which battery. As we're seeing a lot of the Team Speed boys in the background in towards turn 3. So we've got Ben and Gareth working together, trying to keep the ALR boys behind. And KK's gained a really good amount of places. Ollie has got past him up into 15th. But yeah, you can see Ben and Gareth trying to block all the other cars from getting past. And you can see Tony already making his way up into P16. Bit of a squirm from, I think, one of the TJOR boys at the background as well. Here's a KK. Round the left-hand side in towards turn 5 and 6, and he's had a bit of a spin. I shouldn't really commentate his curse on our KK, really. I feel really bad. But he's had a moment, and he's now into the back of the grid. And, of course, to get the 10 bonus points, all 20 cars must finish the race. They must finish the race completely in order to do so. And if they don't, then it may cost them a bit, like we were saying. So on lap 3 now, DRS activated a lap ago. Let's see if any other teams will work together here. We've got, I think, Atslot and Jay a little bit further behind. Of course, they are teammates in one hub as well, so they get on very well there. You can see Nico and Arnold going side by side there, but not quite close enough. The Team Speed boys working together again to make sure Giannis doesn't have any say on the matter. Oh, we got a VSC. Oh, that's one of the orange arrows that's had a bit of an off. I think that was Jack Craig. Hopefully he's got no front. Hopefully he's still got a front wing. Shame I can't tell with the camera angle, because again the camera angles are absolutely shocking. I think he might have a damaged front wing, yeah, because he's struggling on turn number 4. So it is a virtual safety car. Will anyone... I think personally it's too early for a pit stop, but some people might gamble and go on to the hard compound tyres. So of course no one can... Oh. Tony's had a moment, okay. Tony's had a moment in turn 9. Before he just let people through, but no, he just had a moment there. So we are racing once again. That was a quick VSC there, as Waitie's passed his teammate Nico up into P7. So Nico's trying to warm up those hard tyres, but he was still able to get past Nick earlier on, so great job from him. Matthew has had a good start to his race as well. Let's have a look to see who's gained the most positions. So Jake has gained 4 places. As we can see, Ben, Gareth and Giannis fighting in the background. And you can see Giannis trying to go down He was thinking about the right, but he's going to go to the left, maybe? No. So Ben Shaw stays ahead. I think Giannis is the one who's gained the most places so far out of anybody so far. Then it is Jake. Arnau's gained 3. Matthew's gained 2, as well as Deck and Ben and Nick. Casper's gained 1, as well as Axelot. Ollie's gained 2. Biggest loser. It's got to be Tony down 13 right now. And now we're seeing a lot of battery being burned here, but on F124, it could be easily recharged on this game. On F123, it's a lot harder. We've got another yellow flag. Oh, it's a KK again. Oh, that's a bit of a shame there. Let's concentrate on the battle up front. We've got Casper versus Jake. We've seen this before. I wondered the 2 ERT boys are going to work together to keep Jake behind. Still side by side into turn 3. I think both of them have the DRS. Yes, both of them have the DRS. So, Jake is ahead of Casper now. So he's up into the podium positions thus far. So he's now gained 5 places so far in this race. There's quite a lot of action happening so far on this circuit, which is really great to see. We got a big train forming from Waity, who's dropped out of the main DRS train. So that is not ideal for him. So he's been chased by Arnau, Nico, Matthew, and Nick. And then we've got Deck running on his own. Then we've got Ben, Sklav, well, as in Giannis, Gareth in their train. And we got Peter. So we've pretty much got a lot of mini trains at the moment. The mediums are getting hooked for Jake as he set the fast lap of the race so far. So I have to say, Arnold is in a ALR sandwich right now. ALR doing quite well with 2 of their cars inside the top 10. So the move's going to be made as Arnold trying to defend from these 2. And then we got a battle for the lead as well. Timo does get past his teammate, but I think it was a team order move, as it were. But we will keep an eye on that. TK, he's gained, I think he's going to gain another place. So Matthew Wymark has got past both of the ALR boys after all of them have had a squabble. Nick is back in this fight as well. Matthew is looking very strong around this circuit. I really am liking his pace at the moment. Up in 7th place, and he's now chasing down Arnold de Grief. So I think with the orange arrows, they're all over the place in terms of positions. Whereas we've got a few ERT boys close together, we've got a few Team Speed boys close together, and we got a few Team ALR boys close together. We've got a few people from their team working alone, so I think if I was ERT right now, I would DRS each other to gain time on the rest of the field. And I think that's exactly what they're going to be doing. So ERT then is going to keep, so Kieran's going to keep having the DRS, not going to challenge at all for the move. Matthew gets past Arnold. Brilliant stuff. And oh, we could have a move. Nick and Nico side by side to turn 4. Nick keeps the right-hand side line, and Nick's through. Nick's up into 9th. So, JOR, I have to say, best of the rest at the moment. 3 of their cars in the top 10. Shame about Ollie, though. Ollie down in 17th, but don't forget the top 20. If you finish, of course, you will get points. But looking very strong for JOR right now in this race. So we've got 3 ERT boys in at the top, well, 4 ERT boys in the top 10 and 3 JOR boys in the top 10. Oh, we got our first penalty. I did say track limits would become a thing, and tonight has just proven that thus far. So let's watch then some more battles as we've got Casper and Axelot side by side, as Axelot has been looking very tidy. And we got, I think, no, it's Jacob, Casper, sorry. So it's JOR versus ERT. I just got confused between the wrong ones. So yeah, Jake has got past, no, Casper's got past Jake up into 3rd. Then we got Nico fighting with Nick once again. And he's now back into 9th. So good job on Nico there. Of course, we talked a little bit more about him earlier on in the stream. He got roped in last minute, but great to have him here. And great to have a full car grid as well, full 20 car grid what we love to see on F124. This race has gone very quickly so far. But how are they going to manage their tyres? Mediums from experience, at least in a 50% race, is not the best. As we got to switch for the lead, Timo versus Kieran. But again, since it's the team championship rather than the drivers championship, they're not fighting for it too much. Jake's got a penalty as well, so that's going to allow, as long as Casper doesn't get anything, Casper will be a net P3 no matter what, unless this man, Mark, could do anything about it. So quite a few teams now are finding their ribbons up front. So they want to save their battery. They want to save a bit of tyre wear as we head towards this first stage of the race. And again, Matt has been very impressive. Arnold's doing a very good job managing his battery. Of course, he won his latest race in Belgium on Thursday around his home track on his Joker. So, a brilliant job there. I think he was on this Joker anyway, but he did a great job to win that one. It was raining towards the end as well. I think I only caught it from lap, I think it was lap 4 and 5, because I was busy beforehand. So yeah, I think I was lap 4 and 5 I was able to watch it. But yeah, it was pretty decent race, that one. Many other leagues that these guys take part in. I believe VSL will be starting soon as well. I don't know when. I will need to check with the VSL boys as to when they're starting their league again. But most other leagues that people are in have started already. So, lap 10 is 71, about to be lap 11. I wonder if Kieran's going to let Casper through, because we know that the softs are going to start to die pretty soon. The crossover point, I think, was hit about a few laps ago, I think. So yeah, Kieran, you don't want to lose that much time to your teammates, but yeah, that was very smart. But because of that, that's allowing Jay to close in even more just by slowing down a little bit. But we'll see what they can do then. Jake versus Kieran. Those softs have given up the ghost, it looks like. So I wonder if Kieran will be pitting early. So the gap that he was hoping to have is not worked. A switchback of dreams for Mr. Jake O'Sullivan up into third place. So Jake on the podium once again. Deck and Giannis side by side. Deck up into 11th. Or Giannis could have the run that he's looking for to turn 6. 5 and 6. Big contact. How are they still going side by side there? Oh my God. And I think try to go around the outside. Ben, if I were you, I would follow them in and take advantage of this. This is a good helicopter shot. This gets a perfect view. Ben decides to back off here. So does Gareth. By the way, it's not going to be that long before Pete catches up to them, I think. As Nico, speaking of Pete, commentator's curse again. Pete just got a 3-second time, I'll say. So Nico then, up into 8th place. As, Ben has got past both Deck and Sklav. So Ben up into 11th place. So that was very tidy from Ben. Will Gareth have anything to answer to as well on the back of Giannis? Doesn't look like it at the moment. So they're playing it very tidy as well. Yeah, Pete is actually catching up quite quickly. Of course, Pete had to drop right to the back of the field to serve his penalty because Pete and Tony were naughty boys. But Pete and Tony are doing very well. They were doing well in this race until Tony had a bit of a spin, unfortunately. But with this 100% race, it's still a long way to go. As KK and Jack are having a little bit about their own, as well as the Orange Arrows and Arnold. And he's dropped back a little bit. So here we go then. Team ALR versus DRT. Arnold in that sandwich once again. Here comes Waitsy on the back of them. Is he going to do a switcheroo to the right-hand side and towards turn 4? Yes, he does. And I thought Nick was going to have another go there as he takes an interesting line there. Oh, yellow flag. I think that's Deck. No, it's not Deck. What's the yellow flag for? Oh, it's a KK. A KK's had a moment again. So that's what the yellow flag. I believe he has been lapped though, so that's a show. I'm just loving this teamwork going on with Team Speed right now. I think Speed and ERT are the teams that are working more as a team unit right now. We've got 3 of ERT boys at the front. And then we've got the likes of Ben and Gav. Pete will catch up very soon. I know Tony's quite quick, so if there's a safety car, he'll be back in this as well. Here comes Gareth on deck. He's going to wait for the DRS, it looks like. Deck's not going to give up without a fight here. Let's go on the back shot. We'll see if there's any other close fights in a minute. Ben Shaw is chasing down Giannis once again. I think he's got a bit more battery than Skalav, just slightly. So he can use this to attack, but Giannis will probably use this to defend as well. Tony has got past Ryan Berry up into 16th place. I think on PlayStation there should be an option to get rid of particles because the smoke is absolutely awful. We've given feedback about that, by the way. But yeah, the smoke is really bad. There should be an option for us to turn it off because it gets very frustrating as commentators and I don't like it. Do not like it at all. So all finding their feet then as well. At some point, the race dies down. This could turn out to be the Jess Ball podcast. I never had my own podcast, actually. I would like to do it at one point. That'll be really fun. But I'll have to fit it with the training I've got with other stuff, which starts soon again. Casper passes Timo. Jake still having a moment there. Yellow flag. Oh, yeah, the yellow flag's gone. That's probably a KK letting the cars lap him, of course. Now, interestingly, that Jake is not using any ERS at all. He's going to wait for the prime opportunity so he can push in towards turn 3, I think. So, Jake looking very quick. Axelot not as quick as Jake, so I think he is not closing in as much as the team would have liked. But again, still some solid points for their team so far. So we'll see what Jake can do. So I know all 3 ERT boys will be working together to stop Jake. It's a 3 versus 1. I don't think Jake's going to like that. But Jake is going to try and spoil the party in towards turn 3. He backs off. I think, of course, Timo's going to have no DRS, but everyone else around him is. Is Jake going to set it up the inside? No, he rightfully backs off. No, maybe not. As up, we got Tony's in the pit lane. So Tony has just come out of the pit lane. I did see, I think, Pete have a bit of a moment as well. That's why he has dropped down the order. So, 2 Team Speed drivers doing very well, of Ben and Gaff, and then Pete and Tony doing very badly at the back, sadly. But again, still got plenty of the race to go. As we got, we got an early pitter on the from the mediums. So let me just see on my strategy notes. When is the earliest people can pit for hards? It's not that far, actually. I think Waity pitted a few laps early. So he's going for the early undercut. I was predicting the end of lap 18 that people were going to come in and go on to the hards if they started on the mediums. So Casper has got past Timo. So Casper is in the lead. Kieran's dropped down a DRS, sorry. So Kieran, unfortunately, losing distance. If I was Kieran, you saw that Waitsy, your rival, has gone into the pit lane. So if I were you, I would come into the pit lane. He's taken the right line. I'm keeping an eye on the pit lane entries for all the drivers today. I'm going to be very nosy and oh, sorry, my mic. And I'm sure quite a lot of teams are going to be nosy too. So, here comes. The Kieran does eventually come in. As Jake almost had a little bit of an off there as well. But is Jake going to have another challenge? I don't think he's going to do so. He did try for the movement towards turn 3, but couldn't quite do it. But he is gaining so far in this one. So, Kieran, due to his soft stim, he is now ahead of Waitsy. But he always has been anyway. But we'll see what those two do. Kieran's opted for the mediums where Waitsy's opted for the hards. So I wonder if Kieran's going to go for a hard stint later on, hoping for a safety car. I'm liking the variety of strategies on this game. It's brilliant. Lap 19. This will be Jake's second opportunity. He cannot afford to mess it up. He's going to be using his overtake. Here he comes. In towards turn 3. I don't think he's going to have the battery on Casper. ERT are doing very well to make sure Jake does not have any DRS at all. And that would allow Timo to have the DRS in towards turn 4. He's going to go for Ascend the Dreams, maybe. Banging wheels, but still very respectable racing. Timo gets the place back. And that was very well timed from ERT there. As we got more yellow flags in the background, but we're still keeping an eye on the battle so far. No safety cars, touch wood. But knowing me, there will be a safety car. And it'll probably come out right now and the drivers will probably kill me because they know I'm weird at commentators' curses and all that stuff. Look at this. Jake has gained quite a bit of time in towards turn 1. Not many people make moves in turn number 1 because obviously the dirty air is an absolute nightmare. So he's going to try again as Timo did get past. Oh, switch back. Oh, who's going to get DRS? Timo just about. Jake was doing a bit of a cheeky DRS chicken there. I saw you, Jake. I saw you. I think he's going to try something different next lap to do so. Fair play if he does do that right. But Timo saw what Jake was doing, was like, nope, you're not. I'm having DRS, not you. You could have the place, but I'll get it back afterwards. And that is allowing Casper to really increase the gap. 2.0 seconds due to all of that squabbling. And we still have an ERT 1-2 as well. That is very, very good. Lap 21 then, as Arnaud comes in. So a lot of people leaving it late for their first stop. So I wonder if some people might do 2 medium stints. And then to a hard. So here comes Arnaud. He goes on to the hards. What about Matthew? So Matthew comes in as well. I think Matthew's going to go in onto the... Do I see a yellow stripe or a white stripe? I do see a white stripe tyre. So he comes out. Where is Kieran? Oh, they're way ahead. Waitsy with a massive undercut on Arnaud. So that undercut has helped ever so slightly. And we do know those hards could last a fortune around this circuit. As Gareth gets past Ollie up into 14th spot. Gareth was another driver that pitted, as well as Ben. I believe it was the same lap. And they don't share pit bosses. So you never know on this game who you're pitting with. But you can check. But it's hard to obviously tell But it's easy to tell with this championship because everyone's running the same livery. So you'll be able to tell that hopefully you're not sharing a box with your own teammate. So, Axelok comes out of the pit lane onto a set of the mediums. So I think you'll probably go on hard to the end later on as well. Because you're not allowed to do medium. That is unfortunately against the rule. Because otherwise people would do medium for the entire race. And that would just... that will just never work out. And Speed 19 has got a 3-second time penalty added to his time so far. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers who have got time penalties. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. As we can see, Waitsy and Deck going side by side. Not necessarily a corner where you can go side by side, but Waitsy's proved it wrong. Deck with the Warner medium tyres is dropping down the field in the orange arrows. I'm surprised Deck hasn't come in yet, to be honest. But we got the top 3, well, the top 5 on their varying strategy, stretching out a bit. I think Nico's playing it smart, staying out and be on the hard as long as possible because, in my opinion, they are the best tyre. As Timo gets past Casper. And we got Kieran and Nick fighting. And I think Nick will come in soon because he is struggling a bit on his tyres. Keep an eye on Nico. Because Nico's cars will be absolutely loving life very, very soon. Yellow flag. That is a KK moving out of the way from other drivers, I think. Yes, it is. I can see on the mini-map, luckily. That is happening. So we'll see what Nico can do on the much better hard compounded tyres. Because on lap 17, the hards were the best tyre. So he's eating in already to Jake's advantage. And Nico is already winning DRS. So I wonder if it does mean that Jake's going to pit soon. Oh, someone's made a mistake! That's Casper! Casper's made a mistake on the exit of turn 3. Oh no! That's going to be costly for ERT. That still means Tino leads the race, but Casper is going on a downfall, sadly. That's allowing Jake to be second, Nico third. Casper's tyres are gone. I think it's Nico's, not Nico. My bad. Why do I keep calling him Nico? What was the habit? So Casper, if I were you, maybe go into the pits now potentially, or it might just been a once in a blue moon mistake. But he is still in that train somehow. So he is still in the leading battle, which I'm very impressed about. So it was a half spin for Casper Klein. 5/10 to the gap between Timo and Jake. We could have an actual battle for the lead of this race around Austria. This is round 4 of the VETALO Endurance Championship. 71 laps of racing here tonight. You got myself, Jess Ball, solo in the commentary box tonight. As Arnold does get past Waitsy in the background in turn 3. But Waitsy will have the DRS going into down the hill. So we'll see if that will help Waitsy. 7th gear, 8th gear. I think he could have, but he didn't want to risk it at the moment because he's on much worn tyres compared to Arnold. As Timo's in the pits. So Jake is the on-track race leader, but Nikos is trying to challenge Jake. So Jake is now in second with Nikos in first for ALR. ALR is leading a race, which is great to see, but I wonder if Jake is playing tactics once again to make sure that he gets DRS in down this straight, and he does. He's using his overtake. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing as he enters in towards turn 4 down the hill. But he decided enough's enough and backs off. Arnold and Waity fighting once again. They've been switching, toing and throwing for quite a lot of this so far. Can Waity do it this time? I don't think so, no. He's not going to do it this time. Casper, by the way, has pitted as well as Timo. And they're on a hard compound of tyres. And they can go a very long time. So watch out for them. So the gap now between Nico and Jake up front is 1 second. Nico is pulling away on those hards. He is loving those hards right now. It's a lot better than expected. He's using a bit of hot lap to stay ahead. But he knows he's going to lose it heading towards turn 4, I think. So he's got to save a bit of battery going through. Timo and Waity fighting for position. Timo with the fresher rubber. There's no contest. But Waity is going to get the battery. And the DRS. Why do I keep saying ERS? Because I'm saying battery. He's going to get the DRS. I hope he's not. He wants DRS going on this straight, I think. But both of them do, because Arnold is in front of them. So Timo and Arnold are going to be playing DRS chicken. Casper's trying to follow suit. So we got 3 ERT drivers back together again. Not the same ERT drivers. Because we do have Kieran in third doing a stellar job on those medium tyres, and he's not that far catching up Jake either. Of course he is, because Jake's in the pits. So Jake's in the pits. Oh, he's sharing a garage with team speed, it looks like. So Jake goes on to a set of the hard tyres as well. So I'll keep an eye on who has not stopped yet. So as we got a battle between Timo and Giannis. So Giannis, Nick, Nikos, Ryan Berry and Ollie have not stopped yet. Everyone else has done at least 1. Tony has done 2. As Giannis had a bit of a moment. And Arnold says, thank you very much. That is my position. And it looked like Giannis was ghosted a little bit there as well. Which is not ideal. Not ideal at all. 2 attempts to the gap. We have got a DRS train from P3 all the way down to P9. Will some of these guys think about pitting? Nico's is. Will Nick think about it? Yes, he does. Nick comes into the pits. So that will promote Kieran to the net race lead. Timo in second. Casper third. Oh my God, Axelot's going to be back in this fight now. Very tight in towards turn 1. Gets the move done. Very crucial. Because on this game, if you get out of the DRS train, you can be in a spot of bother. We've got 3 ERT, 1 JOR and 2 ALRs working with each other. Actually, no, we've got 3 ALRs. ALR doing a great job. I know Janice has still got to pit, but I wonder... I am having thoughts in the back of my head. I wonder if one of the ALR drivers are going to be trying to do a 1-stop. And, because it can be done. So when will be the earliest opportunity to do a 1-stop? Just let me have a look. So the earliest they can pit... So the optimum time they can pit is lap 38, but the earliest they can pit is lap 33. So it is doable for Giannis to try and do a 1-stop. I know if there's people on mediums, they won't be able to get to the end. But if people pit now, they might do. As Nick has done so. Because he's on hards too. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers on the mediums. Don't forget KK pitted earlier on. But he will have to do another stop. But I will not be surprised if he goes onto the hard tyres. Timo almost had a bit of a moment on the exit of 4 there. That was close from Timo. But he's got it back together. So now we got an ERT 1, 2, 3, 4. When was the last time we saw this? Oh yes, round 1 in China when I was commentating. Yeah, they had an ERT 1, 2, 3, 4, which worked out very well for them. They were all very quick. So, did I see someone go to the pits? Someone's in the pits. That is Giannis. Okay, that explains it. So Giannis comes into the pits for his 1 and only stop. So surely he's got to be mediums until the end, right? I wonder if they're going to do medium soft. I doubt mediums could get to the end from here, but KK's taken it 25 laps, so it is doable. How many laps we got left of the race? 40. I doubt it, but you never know around this track. You never know. Like I said earlier, there's been some surprises there. I think Arnold is trying to be a cork in the bottle as we've got someone that's not a KK. It is Pete. And he's going to knock off the DRS board. So unfortunate for Pete Knighton. Not being the race of dreams for him so far. I don't think he has a spare set of Haas either, because if he did, he would probably pit for Haas to get to the end of this one, potentially as well. As Casper gets past Timo. You can see that both of BRT are slipstreaming each other, the 3 that are there. To stop Axelot in his traps. Here comes Axelot. He wants to break the ERT party. Here he comes in towards turn 4. Looks like JOR have been the one challenging ERT, and they'll be doing quite well. We got Nikos and Waitik behind, fighting with each other, and Jake's in this as well. So ALR and JOR are showing that they are a force to be reckoned with in this race and could challenge ERT. Wow, this is amazing so far. But we have not got long until the end of this race. The end of the first half, sorry. Because it would have been 50% at this point. But still, we got about half the race to go on this one. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button. And if you are watching this back post event, hello. There's probably better things to be doing on whatever evening it is, or morning, or afternoon it is that you're watching. But thank you for tuning in anyway. We much appreciate your company, whether it's live or post-event. So, Scorpion's going to challenge once. No, he's not going to challenge once again, is he? No, he's not. So, I think some of them, they're just keeping it a little bit tidy. Just heads up, by the way, I am going to get another drink and rest my voice for a bit once we hit the halfway stage. Just to make sure I do have a voice to last the next 36 laps. Because that's how long we got left of the race. But obviously, I'll wait until that time as well. And then, why not do like a, kind of like what they do in Le Mans when they do like an hourly update or something? That would be really good. That would be good. By the way, I have not commentated on my own for ages. I think the last time I did that... When was the last time I did that? I can't remember. It was not... No, it wasn't Jacket Car. No, I have not commentated on my own for a very long time. And this has been a very enjoyable race so far. Been liking this. That's on lap 34. Not much is happening because you can see here with the ERT boys working together, Axelot's not having any edgeway. Nico's doing well in P6 and Jake is stuck in an ALR sandwich right now. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top of this one. Because reminder on the points then. So I will tell you the points. I do have my notes, so I don't have to get the graphics up. So, first place gets 20 points. Second place gets 19 points. Third place gets 18 points towards the team's championship. All the way down to 20th that gets 1 point. If you DNF, you get 0 points. 0 DNF within a team will grant that team 10 bonus points. And that so far, every single team is about to hit that. And I know that we might get someone retired now, and it's probably going to disprove my theory completely. So I do apologise about that if that happens. So Jake versus Nico then. Nikos holds his line in towards turn 6. So themselves doing a great job there. So Jake's been on those hards for 7 laps. Nico's been on those mediums for 6 laps. And the crossover point will be... The crossover point is still a long time yet. So they got a while before the crossover point. So those mediums will still look very good around this track. But again, it does depend on personal preference. Now, I wonder if Nikos is doing his best to try and help Waitsy here. As we have got... Did I see someone just go into the pits? Or am I imagining things? Nope, I was imagining things right now on the circuit. So, yeah. No one has gone into the pits yet for their second stop. Because no one wants to try it. I'm surprised, by the way, we had no safety cars. Because usually in a VETALO Endurance Championship race, we usually get about 1 or 2 right now. To be fair though, that was around Abu Dhabi. So will we see a race with no safety cars? That is your challenge, drivers. See if you could do a VETALO race with no safety car. There might be no safety cars at Guitar actually, but I wasn't here. So there might have been one at Guitar, but I don't think that comes out that much around Guitar anyway. But we'll see. Here comes Jake. Heading in towards turn 3. He backs off to get the DRS. So he knows that Waitsy is closing in as well, and is probably going to do the same. He's backing off a little bit. So Jake's going to use his overtake. Here he comes in towards turn 4. Nice cutback from Mr. Jake O'Sullivan up into P6. And you can see Atzlock and R now close in front. He's got the fresher rubber, and it is really starting to come alive in this race now. So Jake doing a great job there. Is it me or is Atzlock ghosted? No, he's not. Okay, Atzlock is not ghosted. Because it's weird, because there's some moments where some people are ghosted and some are not. But there we go. Things happen. Things happen. So what I'm going to be doing now, as we just passed the halfway mark and I did not notice, I am going to go on board with the closest battle on track. We know that the ERT boys are going to work together, so I'm not going to go on board with them. You can see, I think, Scorpion and Cashman working together now to make sure Nico's behind, which Nikos is behind, which he is. So both of them doing a great job there. Is that Nico on top of them, or is that one of the... Oh, no, it might be Ollie being lapped, actually. Let me check. Yeah, Ollie is lapped. That could be interesting for the JRR boys, because even though Ollie is lapped, he could play some really good team games here. Ollie goes into the pits, I think. Nope, he's not. He was thinking about it. He was thinking about going into the pits, but then he realised, no, it's going to be too early. Oh, Jake. Jake gets a 3-second time penalty due to multiple warnings. And then Pete gets another one. Oh, Pete. Atzlock gets one. Any more for any more, guys? Are you going to get any more penalties, guys? Keep it clean. There we go. There we go. These guys are potentially going to keep it clean. That's good. That is good. So as soon as I was about to go and get a drink for a little bit to rest my voice, all this action happens. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that is the beauty of the VETALO Endurance Championship, which, if you've not caught it on by now, stands for two of the admin's favourite drivers, Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso. So if you do not know that, you're probably stupid, and you learn something new every day. Cool name for a championship, actually. I wonder, of course, if there will be plans for Season 2. Oh, Giannis. Giannis wants a piece of the pie for Nick here. As he's dropped a little bit. So he's dropped a little bit on those mediums. Don't forget, everyone's on different strategies, so nobody knows which is the best one. So if they started on the mediums and then went on to hards, I would expect around about lap 50 would be probably most people pitting, but they can pit before that around between lap 44 to 50. As you can see, Jake and Nikos side by side. As Nikos goes ahead of Jake. No, Jake goes ahead of Nikos. No, it's Scorpion. Oh my God, it's so confusing. There you go. So Nikos and because it was Nikos and Jake fighting earlier. So Nikos, Axelot and Waitsy fighting for position. Giannis is just a little bit further back, but he's still hanging in there. Oh, he's made a bit of a mistake, actually. He's made a bit of a mistake on the exit of 6 into 7. Will that allow Nick to really close in now? We're going to have to wait and see. Gap now in front between Kieran and Timo is around about 8.4 seconds. So it's an ERT 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. They're playing it superbly at the moment. But what can Nick do? Let's see. He's got some battery to use up. Yes, he has. He's got a bit of DRS as well, but if I was him, I would stay behind. Got a bit of purple there. I like it because obviously JOR plus obviously One Hub and ART. I think it's mainly purple for ART, isn't it? So Nick up into 9th, but I think Giannis going to have something to say about it. Nope, that P9 is not going to be yours, sunshine. That P9 is going to be mine. Mine. So, Giannis up into 9th spot in this race. So, I'm going to be probably resting my voice for about a lap whilst I get a drink. But in the meantime, enjoy this battle. And knowing me, there might be a massive crash and there might be a safety car. But we're going to have to wait and see. So we'll keep an eye on these three for now as they make their way towards turn 3. I think there might be a challenge as Timo and Casper switch places. But no, it doesn't look like there's going to be a challenge there. So we'll see you in a minute as I rest my voice for a bit whilst the action takes place and I get myself a drink. We've got not long to go until the final half of this race. So then, welcome back to the VETALO Endurance Championship. For those of you that have just joined us, my name is Jess Ball, and we have got a 100% race around Austria 5 teams competing against each other. And there's quite a few people that have came and done some pit stops. We know Axelot has done the same. And Nick is ahead of Skulav for now. Unsurprisingly, Kieran has jumped into the pit lane as I was about to go for your order. So he's doing his final stop at the earliest possible opportunity for the undercut. I think he stretched those. I think he's a man that probably will stretch these meetings for a bit longer, I think, as well. So, of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So, let's run for your order then. Bearing in mind there's some people still yet to do their final stops because there will be some people that we know won't get to the end on the tyres they're on now. So, your order is at the moment Timo currently leading, Casper in second, both for ERT, Kajman in third for JOR, Nikos fourth for ALR, another ALR for fifth in Waitsy, Kieran in sixth for ERT as well as Arnold in seventh, JOR 8th and 9th for Nick and Axelot, 10th for ALR of Giannis. Then we've got Team Speed for Ben and Gav. Then we got Orange Arrows for Matthew, another Team Speed driver of Tony, another Orange Arrows driver of Deck in 15th. Then we got Ryan Berry also for Orange Arrows in 16th, JOR Ollie in 17th, Pete from Team Speed in 18th, Orange Arrows in 19th for Jack Craig, and 20th ALR OKK as Nikos has come into the pit lane for another set of the medium tyres. And I think he just comes out ahead of this battle there. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. No, I've seen Nick and Scorpion fight in practice before, but they got to work together here because they don't want to be squabbled, and they don't want to lose time. So if I were them, I would DRS each other to make sure the ALR boys behind you have nothing to say on this matter. Because obviously we've got Giannis that's still yet to pit for the second time. Of course, they only have to do one stop. So there would be some people trying to do the one stop in this race as I get another drink sorted just in case my voice does die again. So Kieran Humphries sets the fast lap of this race. And teams are rewarded if they do all their teammates finish the race. And I might have spoken too soon. Did someone have a moment, or is it a KK being lapped? No, it's a KK being lapped. Never mind. I had a bit of a panic attack then. I kept saying, oh, if these drivers finish the race, they'll get 10 points. You probably didn't hear a word of that because my noise removal on my microphone. I'm probably not going to turn. Oh, well, Orange Arrows are going to hate me because Jack Craig's out of the session. Now, where did he bin it? Or did he retire in the pit lane? Oh no, his car's gone. So we got a safety car. Yeah, I'm sorry, Orange Arrows. I cursed you, didn't I? I said, oh, they're going to finish the race. One retirement. So if you've not pitted yet, that's going to be helping you a lot. And if you just pitted, it's going to be interesting there. So Casper comes out. I wonder if Timo was holed up in the pit lane, actually. Jake, Jake's going out on softs. Not the strategy I would go for, but I love that Jake's not playing it safe right now. I love it. So, if you're not pitted, you're in a prime position here. Right now. People were just hoping for a safety car to come out just before they pitted. And if you've still got some medium tyres left, this is the prime time to do so for the safety car. So, of course, Axelot stayed out. That safety car has really helped JOR and Axelot here. So I could have gone for your order now, but never mind. Never mind. Things happen. So, it is time to go through your tyre strategy once again, because it's completely flipped on its head. Oh, no. So, by the way, I got a question. How is a KK still on 41 laps on mediums and still surviving? Fair play, KK. I would be dead by then. Unless the game's telling me, like, lies or something. But we'll go for your order and who's on what tyre, because everyone is pitted, apart from Pete. Pete, pit. Please, pit. No, he's not. Okay, never mind. But anyway, so, in P1, we got Casper on new mediums, Timo on new mediums, Jake on new softs, Kieran on new hards. We got Axelot on 5-lap-old hards. Waitsy on new hards. Mediums, sorry. Nikos on 3-lap-old mediums. Arnold on new mediums, as well as Nick. Giannis, Ben, and Gareth. Tony's on 2-lap-old hards. Deck, Matthew, Ryan Berry on new mediums. Pete is on 15-lap-old mediums. Ollie is on new mediums. And OKK is on 42-lap-old mediums. And we will go through tyres in... tyres? We already went through that, for Christ's sake. Penalties. We have got quite a lot of penalties. So if you haven't got any penalties, your race could really come alive here. So, we'll go through your penalties. Casper's on 3 seconds. Jake O'Sullivan's on 9 seconds. Kieran Humphrey's on 3 seconds. Mark, also known as Axlock's on 3 seconds. Chris, which is Waitsy, is on 3 seconds. Arnell's on 3 seconds. Giannis in 10th is on 3 seconds. Ben Shaw's on 6 seconds. Gareth is on 3 seconds. Tony's on 3 seconds. Then we got Matthew's on 6 seconds. Ryan Berry's on 6 seconds. Pete Knighton is on 9 seconds. And OKK's on 18 seconds. The early drivers without a penalty are as follows. Timo, Nikos, Nick, and Deck, and Ollie. Oh, that's cruel. Pete has got a 10-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flag. Aww. I don't think he did anything wrong, personally, but hey-ho. Probably I didn't see much of it, to be honest. I believe it won't be that long before the drivers catch up to the safety car. Has someone from... Yeah, Pete is pitted. And so has... Orange Arrows, who's going quite... Ryan Berry's going quite slowly. Hopefully he's not got any damage, or is he been forced to slow under Delta? That is interesting. But anyway... So Pete and Jake on soft, that's going to spice things up. I'm really much looking forward to it. Now, softs, tyre lifespan, about 20-25 laps. Crossover point, lap 5. And ideal time is 5 laps. Safety car is in at this lap. So ignore the flashing safety car thing, because that drives me nuts. That drives me crazy. I just wish that stops, to be honest, but hey, how it happened. So, here we go then. Casper will control the field away. Can Jake? People on the soft have got to overtake like no tomorrow. But we will have 22 laps to go after this one. Anything can happen in Formula 1. And it usually does, as Casper decides to pull away very, very quickly on this restart. And we go racing once again at the VETALO Endurance Championship. And Casper has caught everybody napping. Timo as well has had a good start. Jake, pretty even between themselves and Kieran Humphreys as well. But everybody else just in their own little train. You can see the 3 speed boys line astern as they enter turn 3. So they're working just as much as we've got the orange arrows in as well. We've got Depp, Matthew and Ryan Berry. wanting to spoil speed today here. Have we got another spinner? I think it is okay, Gay. So I think we will see quite a lot of interesting thing happens when the DRS gets enabled next lap. So Jack has just put in the chat, ran over the curb before turn 8 and died. Oh no. Easily done, easily done. Feel gutted for you, mate. So I hope to see you racing that next time in October when we go racing in Monza, which is a really lovely circuit. It is brilliant. But anyway, Casper still leads with Timo in second. Let's watch the front lot, because will any of the JR boys overtake the ERT boys? In towards turn 3. Here he comes. Jake's going to use his overtake. I think it's going to be a good move for him, because Timo is just a little bit further behind. And Casper's slowing it down a bit for Timo, which is very smart as well. I like it. There's Kieran trying to go around the right-hand side towards turn 6 and past Jake. Ooh, that was almost a spin. But luckily that was not a spin. I thought someone else retired for the session then, but luckily it was just Jack that just left after he retired. So, DRS train growing and growing. Unfortunately, Timo is out of DRS and so is Nick, so they're going to find it in a bit of trouble to stay within it, unless any of their team can work around them. I know ERT will. So Kieran, side by side. I wouldn't go for the move there, she wouldn't have the DRS, but Jay tries to go for it. Bit of contact. Robbing wheels there. Hopefully no damage, but this is great racing. Jake going into the exit of turn 3, in towards turn 4 now. Would he be able to make the move stick? Side by side. Bit of contact. Oh! That was close to life-threatening incidents, let's just say. Timo stays in second. Jake in third. Kieran and Atslot are going at it. Atslot to turn 7 and 8. Can he take advantage of the other ERT boy? There's lots of drivers that are having penalties. That could change things later on in the race, as Atslot is up into 5th spot. Waited in there as well. This is quite a close battle that we got. Kieran's going to try and go on the attack again. And we got, oh no, Arnow has just got a 3-second time penalty. Not good. Not good at all. But here comes Jake. He could get the lead of this race. Actually, no, because Casper's leading by 3 seconds. But he could get second. And by the way, Kieran has done a phenomenal job to get from 4th to second in like a few corners. And I think the ER... Bloody hell! Oh, there's contact! Arnold's had a bit of an off. That was almost like 4 wide there. That's weighty up to 4th. Jake's down to 5th now because of all that. Oh! Weighty at the moment. Weighty has had a spin. I was going to say he was having a good race so far, and he's at the moment. Oh, that's a shame. That promotes Nick up to 7th. I don't know how, but Tony's up into 8th after a horrific race he's had. It just shows that in league racing you do not give up. So they're doing very, very well there. So I think Casper has only got 3 seconds worth of penalties. Yeah, he has. So at the moment he'll be winning this race, because Kieran has got 3 seconds anyway. He's just got to make sure that no one else without penalties closes in. That's the key thing. Nick and Mark got to work together here on lap 54 of 71. Thanks to those of you that have been sticking with us as well. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. This will help a lot of people see this race as well and think what they should watch on a Monday night or a different night if they want to. As we're seeing, I think majority of people's batteries is around about the 70% mark. as I take a bit of a sip of my drink now. As I think Giannis is looking very, very racy right now in towards turn number 1. Got less ERS than quite a lot of people, but watch out for Tony. I would like to call him, I think, Mr. Comeback Tony, because he's driving, I think, amazing. To be fair, he was hoping for a late safety car, and his pretty much Christmas wishes, like his early Christmas wishes, have come up at once here. As more battery is being used for all of these drivers. I think quite a few people just playing it safe now and waiting potentially towards the end. But these guys have got to work as a team in order to stand a chance. Now watch out for the 3 speed boys of Tony, Gareth and Ben. If you're not working as a team now, then you're probably going to lose out on a lot here. Because don't forget, it is a team's championship. Tony, the head of that train. Tony's got to make sure that he can wheeling the other team speed boys in to catch up on this train of Giannis, Nick, Axelot, Nikos and Jake. Oh, Pete's got another penalty again. Oh, Pete. Guys, stop getting penalties. It's hard to keep up. But you can see the penalties on your screen right now. So you... Oh, bit of a lock up there. Or it's just people braking too hard because it's obviously... Yeah. Flat spotted the tyres a little bit. But at the moment, it looks like ERT are going to potentially get the most points. Arnold is only down in 14th, but at least Arnold is still in this race. Orange Arrows, by the way, unfortunately, are not going to be getting the 10 bonus points for all their drivers finishing the race, sadly. Which is a bit of a shame. Now, Axelot. I don't think... Oh, yeah, he's going to go for it. Is he going to go for it? Because if he does not, that will allow Team Speed to close in. That will allow Giannis to close in. That will allow Orange Arrows to close in of Matthew and Deck. But meanwhile, Nikos pass Axelot. Well, he's passed Jake. Axelot's passed Jake. And I think that was very smart from JR because Jake is struggling on those soft tyres. The crossover point, I think, has hit now for those softs. So I wonder if he's going to try and go for the fastest lap. Lap 58 of 71. Things getting all so close, oh so close. But if there's a late safety car now, that's going to hurt so many people with penalties. As Axelot gets past Nikos up into 5th. Tony gets past Cashman. Kieran gets past Timo. But they're working together a little bit here. I think Giannis has really impressed me in this stint. His race pace on those medium tyres is working for the ALR team. So doing a really brilliant job. And showing that they could be a force to be reckoned with. 4 laps to go, by the way. KK did pit onto the softs. And he just got a time penalty there as well. So lap 59 now. Casper's pulling quite a big gap, but surely they got to help Timo get in this train a little bit more, because otherwise Timo's going to be left vulnerable by Scorpion a little bit later on in the final stint. So, oh, there's an interesting fight. Matthew versus Ben. Down into past turn 3 and towards turn 4. Who's going to have the better line? There's TK down the inside. There he goes, up to 11th. Wait's trying to do the same thing on deck, and he squeezes through up into 13th. Nikos up past... No. My words are rubbish tonight. What am I doing? Nikos past that's locked into 4th. There we go. We're almost at the end of this one. I don't think I've ever commentated in 100% race by myself. Ideally, hopefully, I will have someone else joining me in, what was it? Monza. So I don't think it clashes with anybody else, because I don't do PSGO anymore, as in commentary. I still manage them, but... As Ryan Berry picks himself a penalty as well, as we got Nick and Giannis side by side. Nick having a bit of a squirm there as well, and that has invited Tony to join in the fray, as well as lots of other people. Tony trying to go for a double overtake like we saw in 1-up, but it's not going to work wonders. Nikos had a bit of a squirm there. That's going to allow Nick to try and go for the move in towards turn 6. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Nick's up to 5th. Nikos is not giving up without a fight, though. Oh, my word. Did I see a bit of an end plate flying by? I think I might have. I hope not. Some people can't afford to keep squabbling because some of these guys have massive penalties. And this can help them a little bit. So they've got to work with each other. As someone has just been lapped again. Yellow flag. Yeah, that's people moving out of the way. What are you on about, Jess? Tony is looking very fast right now. So Tony's got to pass Nick ASAP in towards turn 3. So I think that's up next, Nick through. Tony's going to do a double overtake, potentially. This is going to be the best move of the season so far. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Tony. He is known for his double overtakes around Austria, and it pays off. I can't even do a double overtake around Austria, but he does it well. That was fantastic from Tony. Newest signing to team speed, of course, and showing why he's someone to watch, because he was near the back at the start of the race, and now he's in 4th. Gap picks up another penalty, so we'll go through your... Oh! That's Jake! Jake's at the moment, and we got a safety car! Jake has lost his front wing, and that has caused a safety car. Oh my God. I think now Timo has a brilliant shot of winning this race. If ERT want to win this for their team, they have got to help Timo win this one. They've got to. Now, what would you do if you're any of the drivers racing right now? I know what I would do. I would pit for softs. I would pit for the soft tyres. And it'll be a scrap to the finish. Oh my God, my voice is going to die at the end of it. I was hoping not to have a late restart for my voice's sake. But we are going to get a late restart. So here comes Kieran, Casper, Timo, Tony. Tony might stay out here, but you never know. But everyone's coming in. There will be some people trying to brave it for their team. Oh, Scorpion staying out. Oh. I like the bravery from Scorpion there. Interesting. TK also, well, Matthew also stays out as well. We seen when I was commentating on One Hub last night, that staying out may not necessarily be a bad thing, but it depends on if anyone else around is on older tyres. So we'll go through your order then. I'll go through the warnings in a minute on penalties, but Slot and TK, they haven't pitted under the safety car. Everyone else has. I don't think Peter's got any softs left. That's probably why. But anyway, everyone from 3rd downwards is on softs. They're on fresh softs unless you're Pete. So, get your predictions in the chat. On who do you think is going to win this race? I think it's going to be Timo. I personally think it's going to be Timo. Because out the ones who have not got penalties, he has got the upright pace. And he could really try and increase the gap a little bit. So they have got... They've just got to help Timo win. But you never know. Casper could just stretch the gap like he did in his first stint. Hope he doesn't get a penalty and Casper could win. So yeah, I think it's going to be one of the ERT boys. Oh, Ollie! Ollie's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Oh no. I think he's going to be lapped as well, which is going to be even more gutting. I think Pete's lapped as well. So Jake and Pete come in. So they do have fresh rubber. So let's see. How do I check gap? There we go. So, all right. I'm just trying to see. Jay will be fine. Ollie, I think, will be fine. Oh no, Ollie's. Yeah, Ollie's lapped. So from Ollie downwards, everyone's lapped. And you can see the fastest lap so far. And again, that belongs to ERT. Ben saying Nick for the win. So you're rooting for someone that's not in your own team. This is his second race since him getting married. So I wonder if him getting married is like a luck charm or something. You never know. But we shall see. But anyway, safety car is still going to be in for one more lap. I think I'm waiting for a few cars in the background to catch up. I kind of do wish there is a way to unlap yourself. I really do. You're allowed to do it in real life. So why are you allowed to do it? Why aren't you allowed to do it on the game? Which is weird. Because it could cost quite a lot of people's races. I think Jake was very lucky to still be in this one. He is very lucky. But things happen sometimes. Safety car, I think, yeah, safety car will come in this lap. So we'll have about 6 or 7 lap shootout. RIP voice. But it's going to be a cracker. So make sure you watch this one. If you just joined us, wherever you've been, but you joined us in perfect timing, and if we still don't know who's going to win this race, there is majority of the grid, apart from like 4 people that have got penalties. Now that Nikos has had a bit of a moment. That's lost a bit of time for them around. Oh, careful! Safety car's in this lap, by the way. What is Nico doing? Is Nikos desynced? I think he might be. There we go. Because the order just keeps changing, and I think what he's saying is like the host is letting people through or something, but no, they're not. Oh, what? Apple's got... Now that's getting removed. That's getting removed. Nikos, I don't think you were meant to overtake under safety car. I just don't think that's allowed. Slow down. There we go. There we go. He's backed off. Okay, he's backed off. That was probably the weirdest restarts ever. But anyway, Axel leads. But we got a bit of some battles going in the background, and they try to switch. positions. Matthew tries to get past. I think it is one of the lapped cars. Yes, it is. So now he's trying to get past Casper. As Nikos is out of the session. Can we get a late safety car? I think it'll be a bit too late for a safety car. But Matthew's on a charge, trying to defend from his old mediums. Kieran gets past Axelot. Kieran now is going to be the cork in the bottle. If Kieran could do this and win this race on the amount of penalties he's got, then fair play. He's got 3 seconds. Okay, Timo gets past Tony. So what Kieran's got to do is increase that gap now because Axelot is on old tyres. So Tony's still got a good chance as well, as we do not have that long to go to the end of the race. Tony's going to get past Timo and towards turn 1. He backs off so he can have DRS on this back straight. The gap now is 1.4. Kieran is loving life at the moment. Casper knows not to fight this. Oh, God. Well, that's a bit of damage there, wasn't it? That's going to help out Kieran even more. Someone's lost a bit of end plate, but I was not sure who lost a bit of their end plate there. And that's a lot. Side by side with Timo in towards turn 4. I wonder if it's one of those two, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. So Kieran has got to stretch that gap, and if I was Casper, I would make sure that Tony doesn't have a sniff. Casper needs to hold up Tony in order for Kieran to win this race. Because ideally, you want it to be an ERT 1-2. You want it to be an ERT 1-2. I wonder if Casper is listening to the stream. So as it stands, it will be Timo that... So it will be, I think... Oh, it's hard to tell. I think Kieran will still win this race because the gap is still quite big. But we'll see. We will see. The guys without penalties just can't afford to keep scrobbling because that's where they're losing quite a bit of time. But that's probably what ERT are doing in the first place, which is perfect. Tony side by side with Timo. Oh, contact! Contact! Oh! Contact, I think, between Timo and Tony, I think, but it's hard to tell. That's allowing Arnold to be back in this. Oh, I'm so gutted for Arnold's penalties because I kind of wish that Arnold will be in a shot of winning this one, but no. Timo's still got another chance on Nick. But this is not for the win because Kieran and Casper are working wonders here. They're trading DRS and it's helping them get a 1-2. Despite their penalties. And we could get an ERT 1-2-3 here. Oh no, I think Nick's going to get a penalty here. Or at least a warning. How did Nick get away with that? That is insane. Arnold's up to 3rd. Now an ERT 1-2-3-4. Oh, it's not going to end well. Hopefully no damage. They're all good. They're all good. Skolaff in this as well. Gap now between P1 and P4, 5.2 seconds. Will that allow Arnold to still be in the fight? Nick's up to 3rd. Nick's up to 3rd now. Timo. Ooh, get ball. This is crazy racing for the final few laps. I don't want it to end, really. I really don't want it to end. So we're still going to have Kieran and Casper be a 1-2 here, which will be really good. This is time to perfection. This is what team events are all about. If it was a non-team event, I know Kieran and Casper will be scrapping for the win. But Timo's got to make the move count to make it an ERT 1-2-3. To make it almost a perfect weekend for them. Here he comes. I wouldn't go for it there, Timo, because Nick would have the DRS. So I think you would let Nick through, I think. Or you just go trade DRS. I don't know. Who's going to get the DRS here? I think it's Nick. Oh, someone's gone off. That is Giannis. Giannis has had a moment. Now, I'm not going to get the penalties up now. Some of you just have to guess, I think. Oh, now there's in this as well. So is Axelot. Here they come in towards turn 5 and 6. The 3 teams, by the way, can have an additional 10 bonus points finishing the race. ALR won't, and neither will Orange Arrows, but Team Speed, JOR, and ERT will get an additional 10 bonus points as it stands. As we're approaching the final lap, and I have to say, ERT have played it absolutely perfectly in terms of strategy. They knew that though the top 2 have penalties, and they've been working together to hold the other. Casper's at a moment. But I don't think that's going to matter too much, hopefully, because Timo's going to try and hold the rest of the field up. This is insane, this is. Really is. As we can see, Timo side by side with Nick. Nick to the inside of the outside, sorry, of turn number 4. Nick, oh, contact again. Oh, this is argy-bargy racing, but I like it. I really do. In towards turn 6, hopefully no damage there. We'll draw our attention to the 2 ERT boys at the front in just a second. Let's draw attention now. Their strategy has been faultless. It'll be, and as long as Casper doesn't get another penalty, it will be an ERT 1-2 in Austria, with Kieran and Casper taking top honours. And who's going to get 3rd? It will be Nick. Timo in 4th. Arnold will drop to 6th. Deck in 5th. Wow. So Deck getting less penalties has helped. Arnold holds on to 6th. Brilliant work. Ratesy has recovered to 7th. Gareth in 8th. What a final few laps that race has gone. I kind of wish there was more there because I've really enjoyed that. That was incredible. As we're just waiting for the last 2 drivers to cross the line. Tony? There we go. So, by the way, it was so close between Nick and Timo across the line. 64 thousandths. Normally, I would hope that someone else would join me for those final few laps, but that's why I was pausing quite a few times there. But for those of you that were racing in that, I hope you enjoyed it back. But I know a few of you were dreading that. But anyway, in the ERT 1-2, JOR in 3rd. We'll go through the rest of your order in just a minute. As we let the podium celebrations kicking, I'm going straight to bed, by the way, after that, and resting. But yeah, that was incredible. That was incredible. So run through your order then. After I forgot to enable the music because usually it's copyrighted these days. So Kieran in 1st, Casper 2nd, and takes the fastest lap for good measure as well. Then we've got Nick, Timo. So Nick completes podium. We've got Timo, Deck from 13th to 5th. Wow. And we've got Arnold, Waitsy, Gareth, Giannis from last to 9th. Brilliant stuff. Then we've got Matt in 10th. Then we've got Mark, Ben, Ryan, Jake, Tony, Pete, Ollie, KK, Nikos, and Jack. Of course, Nikos and Jack retiring from the session. Nikos with a really weird restart. But that was something that I really enjoyed watching. So, I'm going to change screens for just a minute. So that was round number 4 around Austria. And we're going to have to wait about a month and a half for the next race. And if you're wondering what the next race is, well, I can tell you. The one where we're going to have quite a bit of DRS trains. Monza. The Temple of Speed. I've commentated on that, and I know from experience, if you're not in a DRS train there either, you're going to struggle. And you're going to need lower wings as well. Who's going to succeed? It's not going to be that long until the end of the season. So it's crucial for some teams to get their act together if they want to stay in championship contention. We hope you enjoyed tonight. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on X at VETALO Endurance. It's VETALO Endurance. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like this video if you haven't already, if you're watching this live or post-event. And join us on Discord as well. You can find the link on the link tree if you want to get involved in future editions. So, like I said, I'm going to go to bed after this because I need it. But it was a lot of fun to cover this. Thank you so much. I should be here for Monza. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I won't have any plans on that Monday. Because sometime we decide my mum and dad would like to go for a big meal. But we'll see. Fingers crossed we won't. But I should be back for Monza. For myself, Jess Ball in the commentary box. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a good race. And we will see you on the... let me get the calendar up. 28th of October for the Italian Grand Prix. The second race on F1 24. Take care. Have a good night, everyone. Or morning or afternoon. Whatever you're watching it from. Goodbye.